So as promised, friends, I promised I would come back with another example, and this is example 3. So this really is a part of the work. It's not me just coming up with, well, the part of section 6-7. It's not really me just coming up with another example to help explain. So what I want to do is go back to the concept. So the first thing that we're going to do to solve this using row operations, and we have to create the augmented matrix. And the augmented matrix is as follows. We see that they're both in standard form, so we've got 2, -3, our dotted line, and our constant is 3. And then we have 1, +1, and then a 14 over here. So remember, what's our goal? Our goal is to make sure that this thing eventually looks like an identity matrix. That should be a 0 here. And this is a 0, and this is a 1. So we've got the identity matrix. I shouldn't have put that last part on there, with a little dotted line here. And then that dotted line, whatever comes after that dotted line, will be the solution for the x term up here, and then the solution for the y term down here. And we talked about that in the last video. So the rules that we had, I'd like to take a look at again, and here they are. So the first thing is, 1, you're going to switch the rows. That is a legal thing that you can do, a legal maneuver, let's say. 2, you're going to multiply, you can multiply a row with a non-zero constant. That means any number that's not 0, you can multiply a row by that and replace the row with this new multiple row, right? And the third thing, this one's always the interesting one, you can replace a row with the sum of that row and the multiple of another. And so like we did last time, I'm going to keep my rules right here on the screen so we have it. I'm going to keep my goal ever present in my mind, and I'm going to start working to manipulate this augmented matrix to get our solution. So the first thing that I see is I want a 1 here, and the easy way to get it is to switch. So I'm going to switch the values here and put 1, 1, 14 at the top, and then 2, -3, 3 at the bottom. The next thing I'm going to do is see if I can get this guy to cancel out to be a 0, because that's a real nice way to get the 1, 0 situation. In order to do that, I'm going to multiply the first row by -2 and add that to this row so I can replace it and get a 0 here. Again, this is me using rule number 3. So as I do that, follow along, please. And again, like I've said before in the last video, there's not just one way to do this. You can do this a number of ways and get the right answer. So the first row is going to stay totally the same. And the second row, I'm going for this 0 here. So as I said before, I'm going to multiply this first row by -2 in my mind and add it to this row. So -2 times 1 is -2 plus 2 is 0. -2 times 1 here plus a -3 will give me a -5. -2 times this 14, or this one, same thing. -2 times 14 is a -28. -28 plus 3 gives me a -25. All right, so I got what I wanted. The next thing I'm going to do is, it's really easy for me to get this term to be 1. In fact, this looks a lot like the same process we used last time. In order to get this term to be 1, I'm going to use rule number 2, which says I can multiply a row with a non-zero constant. In this case, I'm going to multiply this row by -1/5. In essence, I'm dividing by -5 because that's going to give me the 1 here. So my new matrix, the first row is the same, 1, 1 with the 14 here, and then I'm going to divide everything by -5 or multiply by -1/5, and when I do that, the 0 stays the same, this becomes a 1, and when I multiply -25 by -1/5, I'm going to get a +5. So here's my new augmented matrix. I'm really on my way, guys. I got 1, 0, I need a 0 and a 1, and I'm done. Already you guys can see that the y value is 5, right? Can you see that? I hope so. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do in order to get rid of this is I am going to add the negative of this. Is that what I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to add the negative of this equation to this. So I'm going to multiply this equation by -1, add it to the first equation. So my second equation will stay the same. I keep calling them equations. I should say row. My second row is going to stay the same. Okay, because this is exactly what I want. And my first row I'm going to change. Remember, I'm multiplying the second equation by -1 and adding it to the first one here. So -1 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. So that's not changed. -1 times 1 is -1. -1 plus that 1 there is 0. I got what I wanted. -1 times 5 is going to give me -5. When I add that -5 to the 14, I get a +9. So what I see here is that the answer to this guy is going to be x is equal to 9. And remember, the first line refers to the x variable, and y is equal to 5. Please do not hesitate to ask questions, get extra help, talk to me. I know it seems weird, but I want you to approach it like it's a game because it can be interesting and kind of fun. I know math isn't fun. Yeah, it's fun. All right, my good friends. I look forward to talking to you soon. Please have a good day. Please ask questions. Please write them down, and we'll get together soon. Bye-bye.